Hi, welcome to my channel on mental health. Now, the world we live in today, there's a lot going on we're still in the COVID situation. Okay, the restrictions, there's no restrictions, but it's something we have to learn to live with. We've just come out of the pandemic, the COVID, the past 2 years. We've got the war in Ukraine, that going on, and also as well, other things like climate change and things like that. It's all worry, it's fear and things like that. But how it can affect our mental health, because we've all got mental health, and it's trying to cope with life changes, difficult situations that occur in our day-to-day living. So keeping our minds healthy, or trying to keep our minds healthy, because sometimes things come out of our control and it becomes poor. Our mental health becomes poor, and issues occur. So keeping our minds healthy can help us better cope with difficulties, life changes, our day-to-day living, things that may occur. It can help us deal with stress, anxiety, everything else, like how sometimes we may feel how our feelings affect us and things like that. It's all to do with our mental health, our feelings, our emotions. So it's keeping our mental health in check, basically, and keeping the mind healthy, keeping the brain healthy in what we can do through our day-to-day living as well. So, sometimes, like eating healthy, you may think, eating healthy, you may think, but that's just to do with our physical health. It also is to do with our mental health as well. The brain needs good nutrients to stay healthy, just as much as our vital organs, our physical health. So eating healthy can help with our mental health as well, and also help with our mood. If we eat healthy, it can give our mood a bit of a boost as well. Many other things as well. Exercise is not only good for us physically, it is good for us, our mental health as well. It keeps our mental health, it keeps the brain healthy. It helps us with our if you suffer with low self-esteem, it will help with your self-esteem, giving that a boost. It also helps with your concentration, helps better your concentration, because the mind, you're exercising not just your body, not just your physical side of things, the mind, your brain, the brain is getting that exercise, so it helps with concentration, building on concentration as well, and it will help better sleep. If you have poor sleep, it can help build back and help you get the better sleep, because having lacking sleep can also affect our mental health. So exercise, plenty of exercise is very good for us as well, as many people may know that, but it's what it actually does, like I've just explained. That's the reason why exercise is good for us, because it exercises, it's good for our brains, it's good, and plus as well, physical side of things as well. But there are many other things as well that can keep, like, to look after your mental health, keeping in check with your feelings. Like I said, sometimes we can all feel tired, we can all feel overwhelmed, but do we talk enough about our feelings, how we're feeling, how our emotions are getting affected because we feel overwhelmed, because something may have occurred during the day that didn't go to plan and it's affected how you're feeling within yourself? Do we actually talk enough about it? Talking gives you that headspace. It helps you to process a difficult situation that has occurred. It just helps you deal within yourself, what is going on within yourself. You learn a bit about yourself. You learn about your emotions, your feelings. So talking is very effective to help give your mental health a boost and help process things. Sometimes things come out of control, and when suffering with poor mental health, it's not that easy. It's not that easy if you're not suffering with poor mental health. Talking about mental health keeps it in the conversation. It keeps it a better understanding of our mental health in general. And plus as well, being aware, it helps with the awareness around mental health in a non-judgmental way. Accepting how you are within yourself, accepting you as a person, accepting others as well. So talking has a lot of benefits to it. Like I said, sometimes it's just not that easy for anybody to talk about their mental health. It's not talked about enough. So we should be bringing it more into a conversation, a daily conversation. We talk about other topics, we talk about other things. Talking more about mental health will benefit yourself and benefit others as well. Another thing as well is helping others, caring for others. When you care for other people, that just in general, and supporting others, being kindness can give yourself a bit of a boost. And how it, many of us have done it, like helped somebody else, and how you feel within yourself, it just gives you that bit of a boost. And it makes you feel more happier within yourself. It helps with your feelings and your emotions, how you feel, helping others as well. There are many things that can benefit and help with your mental health. Because like I said, we've all got mental health, and we should all keep in check of our mental health and what we do throughout our day. So when things occur, because like I said before, I've said in my past videos, we cannot all be positive all the time. It would be a little bit weird if we were just naturally all positive. It doesn't happen like that. When things occur, if difficulties occur, it starts to affect us. It starts to affect how we are. It starts to affect our feelings and emotions, but keeping in check can help give your mental health a bit of a boost. And plus as well, when things are not going so well and not being able to cope, sometimes we may shrug it off, and all the while those difficulties are not going away. So asking for that help when things become difficult to cope with is the first big step, because that big step will give you that sense of not feeling isolated, and also as well being able, like I said, to cope better and getting that help as well. Getting that help with your, when things do occur, when difficulties do occur, and when things go out of our control and not being able to cope, is asking for that help. And sometimes it's very difficult to ask for that help, but I would advise anybody that is in those situations to ask for help, someone that you can trust. Go to someone that you can trust, because trust is a big thing with mental health. Trust is a big thing when we suffer with our mental health. That is why it's so difficult to actually talk about it. It's the trust there. It's building on trust. So asking for that help, and even talking to someone, talk to someone you know you can trust, and is not going to judge you, because 9 times out of 10, the people you talk to, they're not there to judge you. They're there to support and give you support and help you. So I would advise anybody that is struggling to ask for that help. And so, yeah, many other things that can be done for our mental health. Another thing is, take a break. And when I say take a break, going somewhere, like, how can I explain it? Going somewhere new, somewhere different from, when I say somewhere new, somewhere different from your normal environment that you live in. Going somewhere different for a day, couple of days, or just a couple of hours, it helps with our mental health. It just gives us that boost and so forth. So there are many things that you can do that can help with your mental health. But also as well, like if you're cleaning, when you're cleaning and stuff like that, it's just giving yourself a boost there, and it just helps with your mental health and so forth as well. So taking a break, like I just said, from your cleaning, like for 5 minutes and so forth like that, it's just a break from what you're doing, and it just helps de-stress. It helps with stress, helps with self-esteem, and it's like going to somewhere new, a different environment for a couple of hours, somewhere new, trying something new. It helps de-stress, helps with stress. Anxiety helps with your if you suffer with low self-esteem, it helps with your self-esteem in general. It helps with your mood. So there are many benefits of how we can look after our mental health in the world we live in today. It's the world we live in today, like I said at the beginning of the video, there's a lot going on, and it can quite easily affect our mental health. But keeping in check with things, it can affect our feelings and our emotions as well. Besides like our day-to-day living, what we do, other things that we come across as well. So it's very important. Our mental health is very important. It's just as important as our physical health. There's a close connection there. The brain needs to be, stay healthy. It helps with, when the brain is healthy and when we have good mental health, it can help with functioning. It helps with our functioning and stuff like that, and how we cope with our day-to-day living. But we need to keep a check and keep our minds healthy as much as we can. Like I said, from time to time, things occur, things happen that are out of our control, and our mental health becomes a bit poor. People suffer with an illness as well. It's like learning all over again, but it doesn't mean to say that that illness is going to keep you from being like that for the rest of your life. It's all about the things that you do, the things you learn again, and what you do that's going to make that change and help with an illness as well. There is hope. It is possible to do, and I say this in all my videos, or most of my videos. There is hope. It's just that the mind is suffering, and it needs to build back up again into being able to function better again, and being able to cope better again, like we all do with our mental health. We all have to cope with our mental health and keep it in check. You know, it doesn't take much for us sometimes to feel a bit low within our self-esteem, our mood. Sometimes it doesn't take much, or our motivation, but it's all about what we do that's going to benefit and help with our mental health when them things occur. Having things in place that's going to help and benefit in a healthier way as well. And another thing as well, like they say, like with alcohol, drink sensibly. It's not healthy to drink because of something like when your feelings and your emotions are being affected. It's not how, you know, drinking to take away loneliness is temporary. It's there temporary, but when after having a drink and the alcohol starts to come out your system, and say the next day, that feeling of isolation, feeling of loneliness, and when you drink to try to cope with it, the next day it makes you feel worse within yourself because of how the alcohol has affected the brain and how it's affected your body. So it's added on top. So drinking sensibly, drinking socially, but not to block out how you're feeling within yourself. That's not a good idea. And feeling like that, the best thing to do is to get help and support for it as well, because many people go into that trap of drinking just to block out how they're feeling, and yet it may like take away that how you're feeling and that loneliness at the time. But remember, it's only temporary. It's only a temporary thing, and the longer it's done, the harder it gets, the harder how you're feeling, and as well. You know, like I said, many people fall into that trap. It's not the fact of not drinking alcohol, it's the fact of don't drink alcohol. It's not advised really to drink alcohol if you're feeling to block out how you're feeling, if your mental health is suffering a little bit, or if you're just feeling a bit low in yourself or so forth, because that can that can not do benefits for your mental health in itself. So if anybody is out there or you know anybody, if you're watching this video and you know anybody that's in them situations, just be there for them and try to give them a bit of support. You know, at the end of the day, with things like that, it has to come from that person. You can't make them stop, but just be there and give them that support, and eventually they will see that trust, and they will see that trust and see that you're there to support them and just be there for them as well. So that's with the alcohol things, and it's quite common as well, not quite common for things like that happening and occurring as well. So, but I'm going to end the video there. So this video was about keeping your mind healthy, looking after your mental health, to help with our day-to-day living, the stress that we may come across and so forth, feeling overwhelmed and everything else that can affect our mental health. Having things in place that's going to benefit and keep your mind healthy, keep your mental health healthy is very beneficial. So yeah, I'm going to end the video there. Please share this video if you're watching on Facebook, because it's very important. Our mental health is just as important as our physical health. It helps us function day to day. It helps us get through our day and so forth as well. It helps us to cope better with difficulties when things occur. Our mental health, it helps us to, when we have things, in place, it helps us to cope better with it as well. So please share if you're watching on Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next video.